Hi.
Hi,
I'm Peter Kim.
I am Unji Kim.
And we are two Kims.
Oh, one time.
Thanks for coming back.
Thank
What's
you.
up, everybody? I like your sweatshirt, Diet Coke.
Diet Coke. Yeah.
You are a fan, bitch. You truly are. Did you get that off the Diet Coke website, or what happened? How did you get that shirt?
My friend, our friend of the pod, Maggie Winters, got it for me for my birthday.
Maggie Winters. She got it for you for your birthday?
Yeah. It
That's
was
such a cute birthday present.
It is a really cute present. I mean, it's also a very good sweatshirt, so it's like been my home clothes.
Yeah.
For
If
quite
people
some
don't
time.
know, Unji does urinate Diet Coke. That is her. It comes out thick and
Thick.
viscous.
It's so gross.
She has not drank water since her first child was born.
Even before, really, if I'm being honest. I mean,
He came out looking like a raisin,
like
like a dried prune.
No, the
honey.
reason why I like that whole bit even started was like there was a time when it was coming out, like it hurt, and I would just never forget.
That's so disgusting. If you guys don't know the bit, it's about Unji talking about how when she pees, it comes out at like margarine
like
because it's so viscous. Oh, toothpaste. I turned it into margarine because it's yellow.
yellow.
But
No,
anyway.
it's not yellow. If it was yellow, I would be happy.
Oh,
it's not.
creamy white.
No, it's.
There's a stripe
There's a
of
picture-
minty gel down the middle, a
There's a
frosty green.
There's actually a picture of it on my phone camera roll somewhere, but it's like it would be more close to like it, trying to think, like, if like to me your the backdrop of your backdrop, right, like in like that sort of gray brown over there, that's what it was colored.
Yeah.
It was
Oh, okay,
alarming.
yeah.
It was
a nice
alarming.
squirrely color.
Yeah. Like, or I was
Yeah.
like, I can't believe I took a picture of it because it was so crazy. In the
Yeah.
like, it was, I took a picture of it like evidence, like when you
yeah.
know, like
To send to CSI.
yes,
It's like, I'm a cadaver.
like if someone,
Pronounce me dead.
like truly, there's so much stuff like this that, considering like how much of like I care for myself and like my lotions and everything. There's some things where I'm just like so disgusting, like my urine.
That's how you know you're actually just vain.
Yes, because I
You know what
don't
I
care about
mean?
my health at all. Like
You don't.
I do
Your
not.
health, like your physical or your mental health. You do. It's clear that you take zero stock in that part of your life.
No one's trying
But,
to
like,
live longer.
Your face and youth, you've got it unlocked, honey.
Not even because even my
Set
teeth,
'em.
my teeth, like, because I have had like tried to do Invisalign for almost 2 years, so I still have the brackets on my teeth, and that's the reason why I can't get my teeth whitened because
Because of Invisalign.
yeah, because I have the
Okay.
brackets on. They don't do any whitening if you have the brackets on. So like because I drink so much Diet Coke, because I smoke cigarettes, because of
It's
all this
staining.
stuff, the staining, and it's
Yeah.
like it's getting to a point where
Wait,
I'm like,
have you seen
gross.
that TikTok thing where it's like Insta veneers, where like it's like this like purple goo or whatever, you put it on your.
Yes,
and
I
then
purchased.
Oh, does it work?
No,
Oh man,
nothing on
I
TikTok.
almost purchased it.
No, nothing on
They-
TikTok.
none of it works. Huh?
None of it works.
You know what I realized TikTok Shop is? It's like this generation's like, what is it called? Oh my god.
Infomercial.
Like infomercials.
Yes.
Yes. That's so it.
It's the ShamWow.
It's the ShamWow.
Yeah.
It's the set it and forget it.
Yes.
Yes.
It's-
It's the Bowflex, honey. I used to get so turned on by those Bowflex infomercials.
Oh my god.
I would stay up and watch those muscular men just pull at that bow and watch their back muscles just
Ripple.
contract and let go and contract. And I'm like, fuck. That's when I knew I was gay, when I was like staying up past like an ungodly hour just to sneak a peek at some musculature.
For only
At
four
some
easy
spray-tanned
payments. Four
musculature.
easy payments of $25.99. For
20
easy payments. As easy as the
Yeah.
hard on that you had. Like it's truly
I haven't bought anything on TikTok though. I will say I'm pretty good at like restraining myself, but
I mean it's very good.
not-
Like it can get
I'm not
you.
above it.
No,
I'm
not
not
at all.
above it.
It's the modern day infomercial.
I haven't
the
seen
QVC.
anything like right. I haven't seen anything that really got me. That I was like, whoa, bitch. Like, okay, There was one thing that I was like, I had my credit card out, which was like a tiny projector, like a
I've seen
pocket
this.
projector.
Yes.
Yes. I was like, oh, I need that. And I was like, hold on, bitch. When are you ever going to fucking use that? Because I think like, oh, I could like turn any room into a movie theater.
Just when you start thinking in the copy, you know you're in trouble.
When I'm writing the copy. Every room is an entertainment room with a pocket wow.
I mean, there's sometimes when I really get into it, I will say a good way of touching grass, so to speak, is to take that item or like look it up on Reddit. And it will tell you.
On Reddit.
Yeah.
Oh, Reddit is sobering. It really is.
It really is. That's where you go. And it's kind of
Reddit is where I feel the most grounded, which is crazy.
It is crazy because it is like where you go for, if I want to buy anything for over $500, I'm looking it up on Reddit. And this is
really?
And this is why I think it's also an indicator of our culture that the place with the most insane people, right? Because it's like, think about Reddit. It is actually like the worst of Yelp reviewers, right? It's like, think about someone who would leave a review.
Yes.
Right? One, insane. And also a person who would leave a negative review, insane. Even a person who leaves a positive review, insane. And like those are the people whose opinion matters the most. And it actually turns out that their opinion is good and sound.
Some of them, yeah.
Like the collective.
Collective is, yes, of course, because it's not, call it insane. It's the like nitpickiest bitches of the world, right? And
Absolutely.
the nitpickiest bitches do the hard work for us lazies.
Absolutely.
So that we don't have to go like do the nitpickiest.
Oh, it's such a life hack. I'm sorry to be a millennial about it, but like if you are
You're like, have you heard of Google?
Life hack.
You're saying Reddit is a life hack? That is so funny. No, that's not even millennial. That's like boomer. What do you mean?
No, I mean like if you are a mom or like someone who has to make a lot of purchases for the first time or like make new purchases or whatever, make friends with an alpha. Make friends with an alpha mom, like an Uber user or something, and just do copy and paste. You copy and paste. Like that's what I did with my car. I've done it with every single like large purchase I've ever made. I'm just like, whoever's the most intense of my friends, I just copy and paste. Because there's no way I'm going to do more or better research than they are.
Not. You don't care.
I don't care.
No, I want to keep it pushing.
And also I would take whatever sort of like route inside of the research and I would wind up at Jaguar Wright. Like always.
You're always looking for Jaguar Wright. You're in the jungle. Honey.
I'm in the jungle.
The mighty jungle.
So like, you know, like
the lion sleeps tonight.
I mean, like, even if I did do all the research, I would wind up at Jaguar Wright. Like, truly.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, I mean, why? I don't even trust myself. I trust whoever's most. Yeah.
No one trusts you. That's for goddamn sure. You're the opposite of Reddit.
No, I am. Like, don't trust. But absolutely. Like, that's why with the TikTok shop stuff, like going to Reddit and just being like, oh, right, this is, I'm spending too much time on TikTok. I'm being swayed. Because
Reddit is touching grass for sure.
Because like and that's what's insane. That's also insane that I'm going there to touch grass because the way that the TikTok algorithm like pushes that like ad, whatever they're pushing, like the waves in which it comes, like it can tell when you're vulnerable.
I looked at a push-up mat for like 30 seconds and it won't stop showing me guys using the push-up mat. I'm like, I don't want this. I just wanted to see what you were selling. Like, you know, like I can't even browse. You know what the algorithm is? It's the person who's like, can I help you? Can I help you find anything? Can I help you find a size?
What are you looking for today? Anything special?
Do you need styling tips? I'm like, back up off me. I'll go.
Is this the first time? Is this your first time at TikTok shop?
You know what that algo is? Algo is bitches that work at Lush. It's like so much. Oh my God. It's like, yes, I want it, but back off.
Yes.
Jesus Christ, you're making me not want this.
Your desperation, your need for me to need it is making me not. Oh my God, it's exactly like my mother's love.
It's exactly like your mother's love.
Because she wants
That's why you're so addicted.
Because she's always like trying to push it to me. And I'm like, the fact that you need me to do this so much makes me like not want to help you.
Want it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So like
you're making this cringe.
You're making this cringe. Like just
like
be
it
chill.
was cute for a sec.
Chill.
Like you just made it unchill.
Like I need a bath bomb. I need my mother's love.
Yes.
Chill.
I need that push-up board. But now, fuck it. I'll do push-ups in the rain. On the floor. Why in the rain? Because it's harder.
Wait, what is this push-up mat?
It's like a push-up board. Now it's gonna fucking follow me everywhere. Whatever. Now you guys are stuck with it. These pegs that like peg into different positions so that you work different as you do push-ups. You work different like parts of your body because it's putting it into different positions. Anyway,
it's like the push-up version of the Bowflex. Like various little rods that you bring down, and it's like
it's like a full body workout in one thing. Yes, it is delivering. It's giving very that, and it in theory, and whoever made it, I kudos to you. Like that. Okay,
commend,
brilliance.
Yeah.
Other people who are like faster with their credit card probably bought a zillion of them.
Absolutely.
I just like after looking at it. And like watching videos of people using it, I was like, why do I need to buy a board with these positions? I'll just move my arms to these positions. You know what I mean? It's like I don't know how to explain it other than like it's teaching me like how to eat. It's like here's the plate. Like, put the plate here and eat. I'm like, I got it.
No. But you got to put it here.
Yeah, here.
No. You're. I know you think it's intuitive, but it's actually not.
Right. Yeah. It's like I'm buying an entire set and it comes with clickable.
Yes.
Like plate, fork, blah blah, and it all goes into place. And it's like, cool idea. I don't need all of this. Like, I'll just put it on the table the way you told me to put it on the table.
Yes.
That's what basically, it came out to it. And I was like, I'm not paying. The thing is, it's so cheap. It's like impossibly cheap because it's being shipped here from China.
Sure.
Allegedly.
Yeah.
Through like, I don't know, tons of
unfair
fossil fuel that they just like pump out of the ocean, you know? So
unfair,
like
unsafe practices. Yeah.
So it's getting here like in 6 hours. You know what I mean? Like somehow it's getting here in 6 hours and it's $6.99. And I'm like, okay, well, I guess it's worth pulling up my credit card. You know, like, damn, if I didn't catch myself.
I mean, to me, it's just like that's the cost of doing business on the internet. Like I get scammed out of, I would say on average, like $30 a year on like a
That's so little.
I mean,
that's
like,
great. Good for you.
Thank you. Like, I mean, like, that's what I mean. It's always it's just the price of being out there. I mean, I would say that once a year I'll buy something on social media, either like Instagram or Facebook or like some like weird website where I'm like, I don't think this is right, and then I just won't ever receive it. It happens.
What's the last thing you like clicked into and you're like, fuck yeah, buy it, and made you immediately feel good, almost like burning a cigarette right down to the fucking bum immediately?
Oh my God, that was such a like visceral, like, oh.
Isn't that so actually?
Oh my God, yeah. Like,
on point though, like that same feeling of like immediate gratification of like buying something versus like.
Yes. That thing, I mean, truly, like sometimes that's the only time where like my like more heavy party life, like the morning after, the way your body feels relief. Like, you know, like smoking it all the way down, like that Diet Coke in the morning, like the first bite, like it's like the way that shit hits, it's just not the same when you're like healthy. No,
it shouldn't. It should. That's the whole point actually about the healthy, is that like it shouldn't hit.
Yeah. that you were just like
It's-
much more stable and steady.
You're weaning off the hits.
Yes.
Yeah. That's hard though. Like it's hard to wean off the hits because you think that's, we're talking about like,
Yeah.
I think like addiction, right?
Sure.
Like / whatever that addiction is bringing, which is like a hit of dopamine or a hit of serotonin or a hit of name your favorite neurotoxin, or like transmitter. So like you're getting it's that ding mentality.
Sure.
Right? It's that gambler's mentality, the social media like mentality.
Yes.
It's the smoking the cigarette down to the thing. Like it's a key bump right in the bathroom right when you like enter because your friend's there. Like it's that like like ooh, got it.
But it's like, but even like, it's just like even like the next morning when you're hungover or like feeling very bad, like the way that, like, because you feel so bad, like the hit of like your first thing again, that ricochet as well, like, like to me is like because you've never felt worse when you're like super hungover, and like you've done like a crazy night, and then like your first hit of like bacon, coffee, like whatever, like the way that
to
shit
bring you back to life.
the way that shit hits, it's just like I don't have that
For
experience.
me, it's black coffee.
I don't have that anymore. I mean, I was describing to someone how I start every day now. Like my coffee is, you know what I do, right? I do like 2
Yeah,
sleeps.
the crazy cream. Yeah. It's disgusting.
And I was looking it up today, and I was like, literally, I have 4 of those now. So I am literally having half of my sugar content
intake
Yeah,
in the morning.
in the morning.
Oh my god, you're getting cracked out in the morning immediately.
It's like true. Like,
Wow.
I mean, like I am still looking for this hit, right?
Yeah, I get it. Yeah,
But because I used to be black
you
coffee.
need the sugar. You can't just do the black coffee.
I can. But I like the sugar.
Oh,
Like
okay.
now I'm just like addicted. Like I had like a crazy.
You're addicted to the sugar.
Oh, absolutely. I had like a crazy eczema outbreak. Like I was saying, like I had to take like a couple of Zyrtex. So, like I literally was having like a crazy alert. Like my eyes were like this, like, and I was opening them. They're
Yeah, got
swollen.
stung by bees.
Yes, they were like swollen shut, and like it was rough. Like and like the skin around my eyes will get really, really dry, and like around my lips and stuff like that. It was really bad, and I was realizing it was because I started having like these Whole Food Oreos. Whole Food brand Oreos. Like I was having 4 to 8 of them at night.
Okay.
And it was like,
That doesn't sound crazy. 4 to 8
4 to 8
Oreos?
4 to 8 Oreos. Because you can't just have 2. That's insane. Also, to be fair, whoever is creating these serving sizes, it's rude.
What does it say serving size?
2.
No, that's crazy.
This is what I mean. That's actually fucked up. Like if you've created this product, how much people will want to eat it.
Yeah. It's like selling weed and being like, 1 hit only.
Yes.
It's like, what the fuck are you doing? Am I trying to get high or not?
Yeah, that's not a serving size, honey.
I need a hit, bitch.
You know what I mean? Like, that's not a serving size. Like, be reasonable to me.
No. Yeah, exactly.
Don't make me feel like an asshole when you're the asshole.
Don't gaslight me. Yeah, you're giving me the drugs.
Like, you know what the fuck is up. Like, what are you
Yeah.
talking about? Because these Oreos are so good. They're like really good. Like, I would say they may be superior to the original.
I believe it.
'Cause
The
it's
original's not too good.
Because it's a little too like crumbly. Like, this is like cakier.
Yeah. Ooh. Yeah.
So
I
like
that.
2, I don't think so. But I think it's the fact that I've had such a big uptick in my sugar intake, and I've been
That'll fuck your skin.
That's what fucked it up.
That fucks my skin up.
Yeah. And it was like,
Yeah.
and it was just like, I literally had an allergic reaction. Like all my arthritic stuff like started flaring up again. And it's not like, I will say this, like if anyone
You're looking
has,
like Sloth from the Goonies.
this is, and it was,
Baby Ruth.
yeah, like for real. But But like,
Yeah.
I mean, this
Guarding
is the thing.
treasure.
For anyone who like suffers from any sort of like intolerance, like, I mean, truly, like one or two times, like if I like indulge, I don't break
Yeah.
out like this. It's when I consistently do it. If I'm like going through like a period where I'm
When
like,
you're sugar loading.
when I'm sugar loading and I'm doing it over the course of many days, that's
Yeah,
what will
yeah,
fuck you up.
yeah.
Because I can do one or two. Like there's some
Yeah,
breads.
that's the serving size.
Yeah. Don't you
So it's
fucking
bad
ask-
when we binge. It's bad when we binge. I think we figured it out.
Wait, by the way, I was so one, I didn't realize this, but I had been seeing after we talked about the Chappelle monologue, I was starting
Did you watch it?
Yeah.
So
when
good,
you
right?
sent it to me, I didn't realize I already seen most of it.
Okay. You just like
Because it was
stopped it for something?
no,
Your kids
because it
were
was
coming downstairs?
yeah, no, it was just like the TikTok algo was like pushing it out. So I was seeing stuff. I had already seen most of the things. So like being able to see it in its entirety did feel different.
Yeah.
But yes, it was one of those things where, you know, we talk a lot
Did you
of
see
shit.
his dick and balls?
No. What do
You
you mean?
didn't see the bulge?
Oh,
Did you see his massive fruit and berries? Twig and berries? Like, it was crazy. I was like, is that real?
there's no.
I thought he was like stuffed something in there.
My idea was that like it was like kind of where his I don't know. I did see it. I did not assume that it was real.
It's fake, right?
I just think it was like
I was
one of
like,
those-
that's a bit.
I feel like it's maybe like something with the way that he was sitting.
I don't know.
You know what I mean?
It looked like a. It
When you,
looked
like,
like,
push
a
everything-
whole like human head.
But
like,
you know what I
it
mean?
was,
Like when you push everything forward,
Yeah.
because he was like on the stool, so he was like pushed out a little bit.
Yeah, but it's still massive. Like it. I mean, I know straight women don't think about it really, but like gay men, it was like on gay TikTok, we all clocked it. We were like, excuse me.
But I mean, did you really think he didn't have a? You don't think that he would have had a? He would be like.
I
Think about his energy.
I guess I never really thought about his. I never thought about his. I really have never.
Sure.
It's just not someone I like look at.
Right. Because
But-
funny
Because
girls
he
are
showed
never,
it to us.
Yeah.
He displayed them to us.
It's really for me. I just imagine that it was more like a where it was like because on the stool where he was like pushed
And he was
forward.
wearing a suit too. It's not like he was wearing like
sweatpants.
leggings.
Yeah.
Like, yeah. Anyway, let's not. We don't need
You
to.
need to objectify Dave Chappelle's penis and balls.
I mean, he like sat on that stool and really presented it to us. Like
Yes.
he was man spreading. Like, come on, let's be
But
honest.
that's- yeah, I
if
think
he was
that's
on a
why.
train, like people would be like, "Can you move? You're on me." You know what I mean? Like he was in like a figure 4 position by himself.
This I kind of thought that's why it was that way.
I see.
But
Okay, let's go back to the mono.
But
We
no,
don't
but
have
the
to-
fact that you
let's
said,
stop
like-
talking about the thong.
but also the fact that you said like if he was on the train, you're right. I would be like, can you?
Are you serious?
We're all just trying to go to work, sir.
Your leg is in my cervix. Move.
Is this? Is this filming? Is this a joke? Are you a prank? Like what is this?
Is this Impractical Jokers?
Sal, where are you?
I don't have time for this.
My health insurance stopped today. Like I don't
I have to clock in.
I literally have a place to go, sir.
Yeah.
I don't like that.
I'm a line cook at Gino's East.
I'm sorry. That's so funny. No, it's like at least with the monologue in my mind, it was. It's one of those moments where, like, right, it's good that he can comment on culture, that like he as a person
Yes.
exists, and like this is the value. Like, I'm glad that he's here to comment on this, not trans rights.
Same.
Like, you know what I mean? I was just like, thank God,
Same.
sir. Like, you know,
Yeah.
like because sometimes with that stuff, it's the same thing. Oh my God, Peter. Even though he didn't talk about trans rights, he did still have to do something where we were like, "Can you stop?"
What?
With the penis. He
He,
like, had to figure
you
out-
think that was like a jab at trans people?
No, I
Be
just
like,
think that
I bet you missed this.
you know what I mean? Dolls. Like, are you
Yeah.
seeing these? And I mean, like, I'm just saying that, like, it's just funny that even when he's not, like, there is something always where, like, sir.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
there is, like, just the value of, like, having a mind at work like this in our culture, being able to comment on these moments. Like, this is the value. You know, like, this is why, this is the value. Like, this is it. Like, it's not that, like, crowd work. It's not this. It's like, we want someone who's thought out a take on something that's happening in our culture, and be able to do it with a pretty fast turnaround. I mean, this stuff about the fires, I was like very nervous. And then I was like, oh, okay.
He handled it well.
He handled it well. I mean, because it's coming
and
from
even
the
way
inside.
he wrapped it up, like, it really, I was proud of him. I was like, okay, he is a premier American comedian.
Absolutely.
And I could look at that performance and go, yeah, he represents me.
That Mark Twain prize went to the correct person. Like,
That's right.
that Kennedy Center honor was correct. I mean, like,
I'm glad it didn't go to Chris Tucker.
it was not gonna go.
Oh my God. I rewatched Rush Hour 2 last week.
Uh-huh.
It really is so much Asian bashing.
Oh, yes.
It's like we knew,
Uh-huh.
but like they rarely black bash. There's like one or two jokes maybe,
Sure. Are there?
but like I think there's like one. But like it's really a lot of and like short bashing.
For
Like,
sure.
the amount of like you're a little Chinaman is the out. And here's the thing. Like, I'm so tall, like I
Yeah.
could
Yeah.
beat the shit out of you with my foot.
Uh-huh.
But then, you know, you put them on camera and it's like physically very funny.
Yes.
You know what I mean? He's beating the shit out of, and these tiny Asian men are like jumping on him. So
Yes.
it's like, not like it's
It's still funny.
It's funny.
It still hits.
But like it still hits, but if it just doesn't hold up.
You don't think it does? Really?
It's tough.
Like the
A lot of it is tough. A lot of it is like
I would say I think it's worse. The second one is a little worse than the first one.
of the Asian bashing.
Yes.
Because they're in Hong Kong. Yeah.
And they're having to like hit at like, you know, it's, I don't know. I don't remember what the turnaround was, but it's like they're trying to, you know, like you're having to like cycle this like relationship. There's this, they're in Hong Kong.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And like, what is the take here? They're kind of, you know, for sure.
I wish it was like a lot of Chris Tucker fish out of water.
Yes.
And it's like, and that's funny, but also like, I want to see like what Chris Tucker's version would be. Like if he's so fish out of water in China or whatever, you know, like what is he seeking that like that's pulled from his culture, like Crenshaw or whatever, which we kind of get to later, but like, yeah, I don't know. It doesn't. Yeah. There's a lot of me watching Jackie Chan going, you let this man talk to you like this?
Well, I mean,
on a
there's
global stage.
there's
on a global stage. You know what I mean? I'm like,
but
it's the opposite of how I feel about, what's his name? I'm like, I'm not proud of that.
of Jackie
Yeah.
in this movie, specifically two.
Specifically, too, he's like letting him dunk on him so much. I'm like,
I'm sure it was like, it had to have been like tested in a way where like people like this.
Well, yeah, of course,
Yeah.
it's tested to white people. So, and white people are going to laugh at that, obviously. Even I laughed at
Yeah,
that.
of course.
But if I had, I don't know, like looking at it now, it was like, I wasn't laughing. I was like, oh, that's like cheap.
For sure. There's parts of it that
It's
are
become cheap now, you know,
Yeah.
because back then it was like, black people be like,
and
Asian people be like, you know, like, and that was like in vogue.
For sure.
2006 or whatever the fuck it was, 2003.
Was
but
it that
yeah.
late? You're right. Oh my god. We
It was
really
a long time ago. It was a long time
if
ago.
you could not the what is it that Taylor Swift song, like the asylum I grew up in or something?
I don't know it.
It's like a TikTok viral sound or something, but just like remembering the sort of shit that we did really put up with.
Yeah.
And never
no,
question.
and not even put up, like, I didn't even question
it. Absolutely. Wouldn't
That's what I mean.
question.
So, like, I don't hold people responsible back then. I'm not like going, answer for this, Jackie Chan. Like, those were the times, you know? But like, I'm looking back at it. If I was Jackie Chan, I would look back at that and be like, oh,
it's so funny because like, I think
I took a hit for the culture, kind of, you know?
It's so funny because like at least all the rush hours, like inside of, I would say argue like both of our like Asian American and African American communities, like it is like seen as a
triumph.
Yeah, like as a trilogy, as a series of a movie franchise that celebrates us.
Yes.
You know, like our like
it's yeah.
You know, our relationship and
yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. But I didn't even, you know, because I just did a rewatch of them not too long ago. I didn't even clock any of this. I mean, I'm sure I was kind of like, yeah, that's kind of cheap. But again, I was just like, this is fun. Like, maybe it's just I didn't have enough expectation that it wouldn't be crazy.
Yeah,
racist.
I don't know. It's been a while since I watched it. So I was just like, oh.
Oh, like
it's just a little heavy, like.
The Asian lady stuff. Like, it's rough.
Yeah. And like, it just played into so many stereotypes that like still linger in a weird way. Mm-hmm. It's almost like calling us Oriental. It's kind of like, I guess that's what they did back then, but just looking back at it, you're like, oh.
I mean, you know what it is. There's
weird.
Also, I mean, if you look at old television shows where there's a part of it where seeing someone of color, like, or Asian in any sort of way was so unusual. The characters sometimes, like, you had to explain why they're there.
Yeah.
Like, why?
And most of the time they were like kicking ass.
Yes.
Because that was like a way to understand Asian, like through mysticism, you know, like. You couldn't just be like the kid next door who also played drums.
Who also like
and happened to like be Asian. You know, like there was
also,
no like
in LA, like what the fuck are you talking about? In the West Coast, like yeah, of course your neighbor's gonna be Asian. Like so bizarre. But like on television, like you had to almost explain why this person was here.
Yeah, it was an exchange student. It's like very Fez.
Yes,
coded,
like it had to be like right. Why did we let this person on television?
Right.
This is why.
Right.
Because
it's Mr. Miyagi.
Yes, there's a mystical quality to them.
Yeah, they serve a purpose that like feeds into our white hero's journey. You know, like it's very like the black sage or like the Vagabonds of it all. Like
why are they
or
here?
the black mammy character. You know, like it's all in service to the white hero. You know,
So
so we all played that, and Jackie Chan played this. Basically minstrel, and it is so fun and funny, and like it is a very entertaining movie. But looking at it in 2025, you see like, oh yeah, like that's why we are where we are now. Like that was made so blatantly normal that like why wouldn't you dehumanize us? Why wouldn't you look at us as less than, or like why wouldn't you line up under like this sleight of hand of white supremacy, written and directed by Brett Ratner, you know, like
oh my god, that's like, right, it's Ratner. Okay.
Yeah, so it's just very like insidious. And of course, no one back then I am accusing of like being like, you're sowing this type of insidious, like institutionalized racism and patriarchy and like whatever, but like inadvertently.
Yeah, I mean,
it did.
There's
It held up at least. It didn't
Yes.
like originate, but it did buttress.
I also do wonder if like Jackie understood any of it like to its entire extent, just like given the fact that
No, Jackie had no idea.
Yeah.
I don't think any of them had any idea.
No, I mean like even the fact that it was like the do you know what I mean? Like because he's
Chinese.
he's Chinese, you know? So like
Yeah,
all of this
yeah.
stuff, like he's just like, oh, maybe this is just the comedy of it. And because it's about like how he looks and this like that is Chinese cinema as well. You know, if you go through his like oeuvre and when he's in sort of that like
No, I don't think he was a willing participant.
yeah, because I mean even like
No.
he is sort of like a goofball. He is
Yeah.
physically
He's a
like
clown.
sort of a clown in all of his movies and like plays a sort of like a fool that is able
A
to
befuddled,
yes,
yeah.
that's falling into these
A
things.
master, yeah.
Yes, drunken master. And so like there's a part of it that I'm sure like he's like, oh, this accurately plays into the kind of character I always play.
Yeah.
So like, you know,
and I think I believe there's like a interview about him talking about this somewhere where he was like, I don't think about that.
Yeah.
I don't think about me representing Asian people in America. You know, like
yeah, because I am
he's
not.
just there to do a job.
Yeah.
Yeah. And he's a billionaire with his own plane. So like
Who's also like apparently very won't support his like son or whatever.
no, I hear he's allegedly a really bad person. Bad dad.
Oh really?
Yeah, I think he's kind of like their John Voight.
Oh, okay, with Angelina.
Like
Okay, yes.
Like super conservative, and then the kid is like super progressive or whatever.
Okay, I get that.
Yeah. But anyway, thank you, Jackie, for all your service. You really kicked butt. No, all kidding aside, a legend. And
Absolutely. And I love the Rush Hours.
Yeah. And I'll watch them again.
We're actually gonna watch them right now.
I actually had an idea of a reboot for Rush Hour.
Oh, okay. Go slow.
Yeah. Slow hour. Traffic jam. No, it's. I want to reboot it, but it's a wisecracking Asian and a black guy who knows kung fu.
That is much more actually real.
100%.
Because I mean, I was trying to explain to someone like the dojo industry, very, very specifically in America, is not run by Asians.
No,
the dojo industry is
we've let go.
We've let.
Okay, dojo is yours. Next up, boba. You could have dojo and boba. We'll keep Jojo Siwa. I'm sorry to everyone.
Peter's going to be issuing up an apology on our Patreon, so if you want to hear this apology, you're going to have to subscribe. But I mean, like, absolutely, the dojo industry is like actually run mostly by like very self-serious white people and like intense black dudes. Like,
yeah,
absolutely. Yeah. Like, that's what it is.
Black nerds, actually.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like, it's
who like study the way of the ninja. You know, like it's very like
it's very Ghost Dog. Absolutely.
Yes, it's very like black nerd anime quoted.
So this is actually much more likely. Like the people, a lot of them.
Yeah, I think it'll be fun.
A lot of them, like best American martial artists, I guess is what the word would be. Like they are black. Like
or
it's
black.
yeah. In like long-haired white guys.
Imagine like me, buddy comedy, action comedy with Michael B. Jordan. We have to be naked.
Why?
Because all our clothes got burned in a fire we just escaped. I don't know. We'll write it. We'll figure it out. We'll figure out a way.
And somehow we're naked and we're using this push-up mat that I bought
yes, for $6.99. It came in 3 hours from Hong Kong. It came by one of those plasma orbs that turned into a drone.
That runs on like the blood of like children.
Yes. Yeah. If you could reboot a movie, what would you reboot?
For me, like it's always I was just talking about this, the Anne of Green Gables, like they rebooted.
Of course you are so
Listen, I don't have any surprises, okay?
You're a sad, white, wispy woman.
Yes. I've always wanted to be so wispy.
Yeah.
Unfortunately,
you're short.
I'm short.
Can you not be short and wispy?
No, I'm not, but I've never been like that wispy. Like my head is too big and my mouth is too wide.
Yeah, you've got too much spunk.
So much spunk. But like, I think the Anne of Green Gables, like seeing a version of like a spunky version of that, except it's in like the same era, maybe even like somewhere
What era
else.
is that? Like Victorian era?
Like right before the turn of century. So
you love that era. That's the era for you.
I'm a simple girl. All I want to do is have a puffy sleeve and go for a picnic somewhere, and where I guess that would be my reboot, because also I'm so like the enemies to lovers sort of like arc instead of rom-com. It's like so like it's my favorite kind of rom-com, like arc in most K-dramas.
When there's tension.
Yes.
K-dramas? Yeah, me too.
Yeah, enemies to lovers.
Because
like
there's usually so much what's it called? Animus.
Yes.
That is played out in the chemistry of the two. And then you as the viewer you're like projecting when it like corrects, like, oh, it's gonna be so good. Yeah, I love that.
Like that's like
okay.
It absolutely informed how I flirted as a teen, as a preteen, and when I look back on it, it's like actually
you made sure
psycho.
You made enemies with boys that you liked. Yeah,
it was like truly psycho,
so that you couldn't like flip the narrative.
And like, and the thing is,
did it work with your current husband?
No one had put in a series order. No one was looking for this show. I was just.
It was all in your mind.
It's all in my mind, and so
you were intense.
I'm so intense.
Child. You're just like a really intense child.
Oh yeah, I mean, I used to like carry a suitcase. Like those luggage cart things that you would like roll. Like it was an era.
You were that kid.
I was that kid. Because I had so many books. I was like, I was very good friends with every single librarian at every single library from Skokie Grove.
We had a girl like you in high school. Her name was Yvonne Wong, and she had like the thickest glasses and always carried around a suitcase full of books, and no one like bothered her or anything. Sure. But I did always feel sorry for her and wondered if she would one day just end it all.
Where are you, Yvonne?
Yvonne, this is a wellness check. If you could just tap in. We just
leave
need
a comment below.
We need you to touch grass and tap in.
Just let us know if you're okay.
Yeah.
I need to know if you're okay.
Yeah, respond on the Reddit. We had a girl like that in high school. I was never like that. I
wasn't like that in high school.
I was too busy trying to.
Yeah.
Oh, when did you do that till? The suitcase thing?
Until high school.
Traveling to school?
Yeah. I know. I couldn't do it in high school. Like I wanted to be like cool and normal.
Yeah. When did you figure out in high school like how you had to line up or where you had to line up?
I mean, like, it was like the same conversation. Like I was always really weird, but I was always like friends with, like, I was kind of friends with.
You could flit around.
Yeah. But I was like always
same.
like just hanging out with the smart kids, but I was like, I could, whatever, I was like relatively.
You're a chameleon.
Yeah. But I was always, I could have a conversation with whatever. I could be intense and weird, but I would You know what I mean? Like I always
So you didn't stick to one clique.
I did, but I mean it was like I was still cool with
Everyone.
yeah, except for the time I got like excommunicated from the popular girls group.
Right.
Yeah.
We all remember that.
But I mean, like in high school, I was like just like, yeah, like friendly with most people, with everybody, basically chill, and then mostly hung out with like
your friends.
my friends, like oh my god, with like the smart kids, I guess.
Yeah, I was very cliquey. I didn't. No, I wasn't mean to anyone.
But you're popular.
I wasn't mean
and
to
cool.
anyone. I was popular and I was cool.
Yeah.
I needed to be. I really needed that. It felt like a shield, an armor. Like no one would ask me if I was gay if I was popular and cool.
Right. I mean, but also
that was like really what I was chasing. Like a base, a fortress, a tower.
Much like the one that you built in the D&D game that you played with your friends.
That's right.
Yeah. Like it was like very much like a narrative, like arc, you know? I mean, to me, it was just, it's more indication of like how good you are at like you saw the social sort of thing as a puzzle you could figure out and win. To me, it was an enigma. It was like a mass. It was something unknowable. It was God. You know, like I was like,
Interesting.
There's no way that I ever thought.
You didn't have a plan.
No. At least with my peers. You know, I could look at world events. Like when I tried to like do the coup in the like student council sort of stuff, like things like that I would try to do and try to figure out, but be unsuccessful. But like social structure of like social like groups or that sort of never.
Are you blind to that?
I'm realizing I might be.
I think you are.
Yeah. At this age, I'm realizing like, oh, right, I really just don't get it. Because even when you talk about this and like, you know, you and like, you know, now doing comedy and knowing people that were really normal and popular and cool, like I don't know how we wound up at the same spot. Like everything, and it makes sense because
comedy is great equalizer. It brings like
absolutely
all the boys to the yard.
But like it's like I'm realizing there is like a math to the social structure.
Social
like
game.
school, of school, of life.
The popular, like who's hot, and who's not.
Yes, never would have occurred to me. It was a mystery.
Well, maybe it was just like in the byproduct of the social hierarchy and the cool kids being very obvious in my school, i.e., they presented themselves and they bullied everyone else. So it was very apparent what the fuck time it was. So like, I don't know if I was like masterminding whatever. Like I just like saw and I lined up and I used comedy to. That's when I really realized I was funny. Was when I used my ability to make someone laugh as a way to distract them,
right,
from hitting me. I'll tell you, it never worked for my dad. I was a 0 out of 10 completion rate with my father. That's why I work so hard.
I mean, if you're being trying to be funny to your oh my god,
honey, no way,
trouble.
No way.
Like
not funny, bitch.
No, like
not funny.
I mean, that's like I guess in my mind, like when you're saying this, I just would never occur to me to calculate or see the math in that. Do you know what I mean?
What do you mean? Like see the math in what? Like
you're
seeing who's popular?
Yes. And like seeing that how to achieve. Like
how to achieve popular?
Yes. Like I knew what it took. I understood, but like there was no part where I saw that I could
yourself there.
That I could do that. That it's like just like you need to do X, Y, Z. You know? And that like it's just like
I need
whenever.
to like I see popular, which is just power.
Sure.
I see power and I go, oh, that's how it's designed.
Yes.
It's the head's up here, the tail's down there. And then you just work your way to the head.
I mean, it's very Nietzschean. Like, it's like, you're like, right, this is something and I can do that. I have the will, I have the power. Right? Like, there is nothing
I don't even think that, Unji. I don't say I can do that. I see the power and I go, that's where I need to, this is what I need to do.
Yes. So you do
like
it.
Not I can do it or like
it's at necessity.
I just need. Yeah. I just need to do it.
It's moving out of necessity.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like there is no other. What other choice is there but look at power, look at the top, and go chop off the head?
Yes.
You know what I mean? Like, what other choice is that? I don't understand. Now, out of like trauma mode and struggling mode, there are other choices. But in high school, full trauma llama ding dong, girl, you're going for the head. And if you couldn't go for the head, you're going for as close to
the groin.
The head.
Oh, okay.
No, I'm either going to the head and cutting it off.
Yeah.
Or going to the head and standing behind it. So that it doesn't see me.
Right. I think that's...
I'm in its blind spot. Either way, I'm going to the head.
Yeah. I like, again, for me, it was just like, it's like, I feel and saw it, at least in high school. I mean, now I feel like it's much more transparent. It's like, Wizard of Oz sort of thing, where like I can see the human working behind it and the mechanics of it. Yeah. But it's only because of like my comedy and like my being around people and observing and understanding a little bit more about the world, I guess. But at the time, I'm telling you, it felt like the gods must be crazy sort of thing, where I'm like, oh, it's it's raining now, like, and then you have to get an umbrella. Like it would never have occurred to me to understand that like there's anything about
there's
it.
a machination.
There's a machination to it. That it like it felt like an order and a hierarchy that was wrought by God. That is just
you felt fated to be
absolutely,
or whatever.
Yes,
not popular,
or like, you know what I mean? Like I just like, God gave me this face and this body.
Yeah.
How can I, and then that like, even
how can I fit here?
How can I go there? And even when there's like, clear, concrete proof of like people that aren't as beautiful, aren't as whatever, that are popular, right? Like even like seeing that like physical evidence, like it was still like, well, they have some sort of other quality. They must be this. Like it never.
I could never.
Like it was very much like, there's, this is simply the order of things. And very much like a Mayan, just like, okay, this is, now we have to offer up some sort of sacrifice in order to appease these gods. Like feeling no agency in this at all. Like absolutely, this is simply the natural order of things.
Interesting.
Like, I didn't understand that this is like clearly a social order that is made by humans. I mean, this is something I'm actually trying to tell my son, because he has this feeling too. Like certain things are just fated to be this way. And it doesn't feel like, and I'm like, no, you can change this. Like it's simply a matter of like understanding
how it works. Yeah.
Like and it's clear. So I don't know what that is.
Yeah.
The fact that he feels like he feels the same way.
Maybe it's genetic. Maybe it's like a gene that I have that you don't.
I mean, like it's just like this, like sense of, like seeing, like that's what I mean. It's like this,
seeing
like,
the gears.
Yes.
Yeah. You know what it's always been for me. I think it's best when it comes down to power, specifically because I had a Korean dad. Who felt powerless in his own home. And he took that out on us, and I felt powerless. And thus I am very intricately like aware of, and also Koreans have dunchi, which is like and I have, we're ninjas, so
Mm-hmm.
like we also are like ancestrally tuned towards power structures and where to
Absolutely.
line up
Yes.
and how to sneak in and blah blah. So like I feel like I'm already tuned for it, and then like the dad stuff really like turned it up a notch. So I think like maybe the way I move, it was a way, yeah, out of necessity, because I always needed to feel safe, and the way to feel safe is to be, to figure out who has power, and then find their vulnerability, and
I mean,
squeeze. No,
it's that.
it's and how any type of power structure is very fragile, because that's how power works. It's
Yes.
built on matchsticks.
Mm-hmm.
So there's usually one way to pull at a power structure and it all dissolves.
Yeah, I mean,
And-
it's so funny because like we said this before, but like for you, like also like the trauma, your father, like feeling powerless, and the thing is, for you experience that, and like I experienced that, right? Like there's like the sense of like not feeling safe, and there's like this, you see that your parents actually have like very little power, just especially because their businesses are failing this, and like you can see their tax returns, things aren't working out, right? So knowing that, and then feeling like so powerless in this situation because of like, and then for me, like I was like seeing this inside of like social structures and stuff, like I felt like much more despair, and you took that exact like sort of like constellation of feelings and like resentment and stuff, and you sought
Turned it into
vengeance.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so like when you
That's exactly it.
yeah, because then you were
I
like,
turned
okay,
it into a way to enact
yeah,
vengeance.
and I didn't and I didn't do that until much later.
Oh,
and
okay.
I don't-
very okay. So it's all come around
It's
to
come-
now you've
absolutely.
understand how to utilize.
but it's such a like a mindset shift, and I do wonder some of
Yeah.
it if it's like culturated like gender stuff, right? Like where like I am someone that like cannot inflict things, even though
Like you have less agency than you
yeah.
actually.
Yeah.
Interesting.
But, like-
Self-limiting beliefs.
yes, as opposed
Okay.
to now that like so having that mind shift, so it's like harder for me to like constantly kind of remind myself of that, but absolutely.
Right.
Like turning that despair into seeking vengeance and needing to step on the necks of every hater, like
No, it's interesting.
Vital.
I no longer, and I think comedy is a very interesting way to look at power too. And in the last 4 to 6 weeks, I have been hammering on about this idea of like no longer being in like struggle mode or
Yes.
like trauma mode.
Mhm.
And that's really affected my comedy as well.
Oh,
Of
wow.
like,
Yeah.
I'm very like, I don't even do it that much.
Yeah.
And I don't, I know that I'm like, oh, the muscle's going to atrophy. But I also know that like there is a limit to the atrophy, and it's like pretty small.
Mm-hmm.
So like, I'm less worried.
Sure.
You know what I mean? Like about that. And that sense of like power or immediate gratification, i.e. false sense of power,
Mm-hmm.
delusions of grandeur, whatever, call it whatever you want, 10 to 15 minutes at a time on a showcase is like what what I was hitting.
For sure.
That like cigarette all the way down
Absolutely.
to the bum is that like set that rocks, and I'm having I feel less Jonesy and like cracky about it. but I didn't before, like, you know,
Yeah.
and that it was always like a desperate need to like align and figure out how to like stay safe and
Maintain power,
right,
amass, accrue. Like it's when you're coming from this like scarcity sort of mindset, right? You're always having to save and accrue more. And if you are full,
you
don't
feel full.
Yeah. If you're full, then you don't need a second helping. You don't need you don't need 4 more Oreos.
The serving size will do. I think that's a great place to end it. Thanks so much for listening.
Thank you.
You guys should really check out the Patreon. There's good stuff on there.
Yeah, and also if you guys celebrate happy like Lunar New Year's, halal, like it's all this week.
Yes.
Yeah. So
Year of the Snake.
And if you
Anji's been sending me some TikToks about the Chinese New Year. If you guys have information on zodiac stuff, let us know, because you know I love to get woo woo in the Asian way too. Like it doesn't all have to be like astrology girls, you know, like
it's supposed to be a good year if you're
Mars,
if you're a year of the dog, it's supposed to be good.
Oh, year of the dog, woof woof. Year of the dog is supposed to be good. And I think year of the rat maybe also was on there. But yeah, we're supposed to have like a pretty stabilizing year, I think.
Wait,
so
what were you about to
that.
say about? You're about to say something about Mars or?
Oh, Mars! Mars is out here in our skies, and can be seen with the naked eye.
Oh.
And I always feel like fired up, so to speak, when I see it. Like action, you know, time for action, like going to war,
right,
if you will. You know, no longer planning, strategizing my career, but really like
we're marching into battle.
Yes,
we're storming the shores.
We're here. It's Normandy.
Here. Yes.
Yeah.
We've returned. This is it. Let's go.
But yeah, check us out in the Patreon, and thanks so much for following us, and we'll talk to you next week.
Bye. Bye.